Hey there, and welcome. So, we all think of fruit as the ultimate health food, right? But what if I told you that some of your favorite, sweetest, most delicious fruits might actually be, secretly, bumping up your uric acid levels? It's true. Today, we're going to uncover 7 of these surprising fruits that you'll definitely want to know about.
You know, we've all heard that classic saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And look, it's generally fantastic advice. Fruits are loaded with vitamins, fiber, all the good stuff. But, and this is a big but, if you're someone who's trying to manage high uric acid, or maybe you're dealing with something like gout, which is a really painful type of arthritis, well, the story gets a little more complicated.
Yeah, it turns out that some of the fruits we absolutely love, the real nutritional powerhouses, have this hidden ingredient inside. It's totally natural, but it can make your uric acid levels spike. And trust me, the culprit is probably not what you think it is.
Okay, so before we jump into the list of fruits, we absolutely have to understand the why behind all this. It's super important. The hidden culprit we're talking about is a type of natural sugar called fructose. So let's dive in and see exactly what it is and what it does in our bodies.
So here's the direct connection. Fructose is basically the sugar that makes fruit taste so wonderfully sweet. But here's the catch. When our body breaks it down, when it metabolizes it, one of the things it creates as a byproduct is, you guessed it, uric acid. It's a pretty straightforward equation, really. The more fructose you take in, the more uric acid your body can end up making.
And here it is, broken down perfectly into 3 simple steps. It's like a little chain reaction, right? Step 1, you eat the fruit. Step 2, your body gets to work metabolizing that fructose. And step 3, as a result of that process, uric acid gets produced. Now, this is a totally normal thing that happens in our bodies. But the real game changer here is the amount of fructose you're consuming.
All right, now that we've got the science part down, it is time for the main event. Let's get into the list and reveal the 7 common fruits that you might want to be a little more mindful of, especially if you're keeping an eye on your uric acid levels.
Yep, 7 of them. And these aren't some obscure, hard-to-find fruits. No, these are super common. I bet some of them are sitting in your kitchen right now. And that's exactly why knowing this stuff is so important for making smart choices about what you eat. Ready to see what's on the list? And here they are. We've got mango, apple, pear, dates, tamarind, dried figs, and sapodilla. Wow, that is a list of some seriously delicious and popular fruits, right? Okay, now let's go through them one by one and talk about why each of them made the list.
Okay, first up, the mango. Come on, who doesn't love a sweet, juicy mango? It's like the king of tropical fruits, and it's packed with vitamins A and C. But that incredible sweetness, the very thing that makes it so amazing, well, that's our biggest clue that it's also high in fructose.
Now, here's a really interesting detail. Ripeness is everything when it comes to mangoes. A super ripe, soft, sweet mango is just loaded with fructose. But a green mango, or one that's still a bit firm and less sweet, that's actually a much better choice if you're watching your uric acid. It's crazy, right? Same fruit, but at a different stage, it has a totally different impact.
And this is the practical takeaway. Look, nobody's saying you have to ban mangoes from your life. Not at all. It's really all about portion control. So go ahead and enjoy a few slices, maybe once or twice a week. Just maybe don't eat a whole giant mango every single day.
Next up, we've got apples and pears. These are probably 2 of the most common fruits on the planet. We always hear about how great they are for fiber, right? But that classic sweetness we love, yep, that comes directly from a high level of fructose. So it just means that even these everyday healthy snacks are ones to enjoy in moderation.
Okay, this next one is really fascinating. Let's talk about dates and dried figs. The problem here isn't just the fruit itself, it's the concentration. See, when you dry a fruit, you're basically just removing all the water. And what's left? A much more concentrated dose of all the natural sugars, including fructose. So even a small handful can pack a really big fructose punch.
Tamarind. Now this one might be a real surprise for a lot of you. It's famous for that unique sweet and sour taste, right? We see it in all kinds of sauces and drinks and candies. But that sweet part of the sweet and sour, well, that's coming from fructose, which is exactly why it landed on our list. And for our final fruit, we have sapodilla, which you might also know as hongxiam. If you've ever had one, you know it has this incredibly unique, malty, almost brown sugar-like sweetness.
It's so delicious. But just like we talked about with the mango, that intense sweetness, especially when the fruit is super ripe and soft, is a dead giveaway that it's high in fructose.
So the advice here is pretty much the same story we heard for mangoes. It all comes down to two things: portion size and frequency. Enjoy about half of a small one, but try to limit it to just a couple of times a week. That way, you're not overdoing it on those natural sugars.
Okay, so after seeing a list like that, I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking at your fruit bowl a little differently right now. Maybe feeling a bit worried. But please, don't be. Seriously. The point of this is not to scare you away from fruit. The goal is to empower you with knowledge.
Let me be super clear about this. This is not a do not eat list. Think of it as a be aware list. These fruits are still amazing, and they're packed with valuable nutrients. The whole idea here is to practice mindful consumption, not total elimination.
And really, that's the core message of what we're talking about today. It's all about finding that balance. Just knowing which fruits are higher in fructose means you can make smarter choices about your portion sizes and how often you decide to enjoy them. It's that simple. Because at the end of the day, knowledge really is power. When you understand the role fructose plays, you can keep eating a varied, delicious diet that absolutely includes fruit, all while managing your health in a way that works for you. It's just about tailoring your choices to what your body needs.
And that's a wrap. So, I'll leave you with a little something to think about. Now that you have this new awareness, which fruit on our list, maybe one of your favorites, are you going to enjoy a little more mindfully from now on? Thanks so much for tuning in.